What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and today I'm very excited, and when I'm very excited, that usually means that I'm releasing a new course. And that's exactly what's happening today. So I'm finally releasing my Balkan Architect Revit MEP plumbing course. So for the longest time, people have been asking me when am I going to create a dedicated plumbing and piping course. And well, today's the day. I'm finally releasing that course on my website, balkanarchitect.com, and the course will be available. Just follow the link just below the video in the description and you can check it out. Now, I did create a short plumbing course a while back, a year or two ago, but this was a kind of a basic course, basic approach, and it was too quick. It was perhaps a little bit over an hour long, so definitely not enough time to cover everything that Revit has to offer when plumbing is concerned. So I decided to expand that and create a completely new course. It's 5 hours long and it covers pretty much everything that you need to know when it comes to plumbing. It's divided into 5 chapters. We cover both building a sanitary system with sloped piping, showing you how exactly you can add slope to pipe and what's the best workflow and methodology when it comes to building this, because it can be quite tricky and quite troubling. So I show you how to save yourself a lot of time and headache. I also explain obviously how to make the cold and warm or cold and hot water domestic supply, and then also how to present that. In addition, I explain how to build plumbing families. They are really important. They're kind of the basic building block in Revit, especially when it comes to plumbing. These plumbing families are crucial. So I show you how to build plumbing families as well as plumbing accessories. So components and accessories when it comes to plumbing. And then finally, I go over each individual tool, explaining it in depth. So we cover, in the first few chapters, we cover the workflow on an actual real-life project. And then in the end, I cover each individual tool. So if you just want to check out one simple tool, you can always come back to this chapter and find the tool that you're looking for and explore how it's meant to be used. So that's the whole idea behind this course. So in just a moment, we're going to be jumping into Revit, and I'm just going to be showing you on all of the project files, everything that you get. But again, as I said, it's available on my website, balkanarchitect.com. It's going to be the first link just below the video. So make sure to check it out, sign up, and either get the course, or you can subscribe to my website and get access to all of my courses. It has like 100 hours of content so far, and I'm adding more and more with each new course. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump straight into Revit. And here we are in Revit. So the whole course starts off by first showing you how to set up a project where we take this architecture project, and as you can see, it's a linked model. So I show you how to link up an architecture building to your plumbing project. Now, plumbing is going to be a separate project, and I'm going to be showing you how to load in a correct template, which is going to make work a lot easier. Then, as part of the first chapter, we move straight to the sanitary system. So the first step is to figure out a way to take water away from the house before we bring in the domestic supply. Now here, as you can see, this is the sanitary system that's been created. Here we have all of the necessary piping, and I just start off first by showing you how to sketch out the whole design or the layout, because it's, well, the first step just to see how that system is going to work and where all of the fixtures are going to be attached. Next, I show you a couple of different ways of attaching fixtures, like the water closet, the sink, the shower, and so on. So there are a couple of basic approaches. I show you both, and then we connect all of those. In addition to that, I show you how to connect the floor drains, both here in the main bathroom as well as the garage. Here we have a floor drain, and then we also have a drainage system for the roof, both the flat roof as well as this sloped roof that we have here. So in a lot of countries, the drainage is connected to the sewer system or to the sanitary piping. So I show you how to use that approach. I show you the correct way of applying slope to all of the piping. So if you take a look at this, from one of the sides, let's go here to kind of the front elevation view, you can see that all of this pipe has correct slope. So I show you some of the little tips and tricks of what's the best approach when it comes to working with pipes in order to achieve the slope and in order to make it easy, because this can be quite difficult to set up correctly. And I just show you my methods of or my approach for making that easy. So as you can see here, even the shower is connected, the water closet, and so on. So after we have completed our whole sanitary system, then we move over to domestic supply. So I show you how to bring in the water to your building. Here we have the cold water supply, and then we have a couple of water heaters for that water to be well heated up. Now here for the main bathroom, I show you how to place this a large water heater. It's a 152-liter tank here for this bathroom, and on the little toilet that we have here, it's just a simple tankless water heater. So I show you both approaches, how to create them, and then of course how to set up all of the pipes and how to connect everything properly. And I show you all of the little tips and tricks, because these pipes, they can be really tedious and tricky to work with. They sometimes don't want to connect the way that you would like them to connect. So I show you all of the kind of little tips and tricks that I've learned over the years of how to make it a little bit easier for yourself. And as you can see, then we have here, and it's connecting to the street supply. Then moving forward, I'm going to be showing you how to, well, display all of this. So as you can see, we have split this up into two 3D views, one for sanitary, one for domestic supply. This is kind of the basic view, how that would look like. We also have a floor plan view. I show you how to create callouts for individual parts of the building that can make your work a little bit easier when it's necessary. And then also these fun 3D views that really show in 3D everything what's going on. I think this is really important to present, especially when you're working on site. Something like this can sometimes be a lot more useful than a floor plan view or something like that. So I show you how to create these really good 3D views for presenting your entire system. Now after that, we move over to our third chapter, and the third chapter is dedicated to families. So I usually say that Revit projects are as good as the families that are used, and I think that's really important when it comes to plumbing and plumbing systems and piping, because your families, your plumbing fixtures do determine the end result. So I show you how to set up proper families. So it's not only about making them look good, that's always nice, but it's really important to set up all of the little details and all of the little additional elements that are required. So here I have the sink family that I have created previously, but I show you how to set it up for plumbing. Here, as you can see, we have our connectors, our elements. Those are designed to fit in the proper pipes that should be connected, the proper diameter, and so on. So I show you how to create all of those elements. Here we have a built-in faucet, and it has connectors for both hot and cold water, which are inside of the wall. So I show you how to make those adjustments, and a lot of little tips and tricks how to set it up properly, because these can also be a little bit tricky to set up correctly. Also, this is more of a plumbing fixture, but I also show you how to make some accessories. So here, if I move over to this family, I show you how to create this nice little valve family. As you can see, this has been designed to fit on a larger pipe, and this is a valve which you can close and open depending on what you're trying to do. So I show you how to model this whole geometry, how to set up the piping connectors. So as you can see, it's been designed to kind of fit in the pipe, and you just basically place it on a pipe. And then also here, if I go to the reference level, you can see that when this is set to coarse level of detail, it just shows as a valve symbol. But if you switch that to a fine level of detail, it's just going to display as that valve. So I show you that. I also show you how to place this in a model, and also a little trick that's kind of difficult to set up as I demonstrate, and that is how to set up this symbol even though this is placed on a sloped pipe. So sloped pipes can give you all sorts of trouble, so I show you how to work around that and make sure that everything looks good in the end. And finally, after that chapter, I wanted to go through all of the tools that are included in Revit when it comes to plumbing and piping. So I left that for the last chapter. Once we have finished the entire workflow, I just wanted to go tool by tool and show you all of the little settings and options and just different approaches how you can make everything work. So I just go over all of the plumbing and piping tools. I show you how to use them. I show you some little settings when it comes to plumbing systems, how to set up pipes, routing preferences, and so on, and just basically all of the rest of the work that's necessary for completing your piping system. So if you have a situation that might not have been shown on the original model, on the original workflow, you can always go to that last chapter, and there we go through all of the additional tools that are available with Revit. So there you go, that's what this course contains. And there you go, that's what this course is all about. Now, I hope you enjoyed the course, and if you decide to get it, please tell me in the comment section below the video what you think about it. And just looking at this kind of little explanation or overview, tell me what you think about the course. I'm really excited about this. I think it's an important topic that, well, it tends to get neglected sometimes, so I thought it does deserve a dedicated course. So that's what we have today. So again, as I said, it's going to be the first link just below the video, so check it out. It's available on my website, both as a one-time payment option, so just pay and get lifetime access to the course, or you can get it as part of a subscription. Also, it's going to be available on my Patreon page, but there I'm just going to be following my regular schedule where I upload 1 hour of this course each week for the next several weeks. So there you go, that's pretty much it for this quick little announcement, and I'll obviously be back with another regular Balkan Architect tutorial in a couple of days. Make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Have a nice day.